First off, rest in peace, neighborhood Nip. I ain't crip, but I'm on that neighborhood shoot. Building businesses that black owned. If you hustle, better hustle till your pack gone. If you work, better work till your back hurt. And if you rap, make it better than your last verse. Yeah, more lyrics.
AJ, El Presidente, Eddie Kane University. Hill gon' heal, regardless. You, Buchanan, Bethel High School, by way of Three Man Weave, LLC.
Michelle, producer, Ace over here.
You can catch this wave from the Marlins to the Mariners. Doing things you can't believe. It's the Three Man Weave.
What's going on, good people? We are here.
Back again with another one.
And you know that. Oh, man, we are the Three Man Weave, but we are missing a member today. He is definitely on vacation, and my brother, enjoy your vacation.
He said, I don't know what, I ain't here for none of that.
You know what I'm saying? He made the attempt. He said he was going to try the pod, but then once again, he realized, he's like, I'm on vacation, bro. So, you know, he using this PTO. You know, but we're going to hold it down.
We'll get 2 hours over here at Three Man Weave. You better use that shit wisely, goddammit.
You know, we're going to hold it down. You know, I am Hill, and you know, Hill going to heal regardless.
You already know what it is. You got AJ, Mr. We down one, but we be back again.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to talk. We
was right there. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to talk. Y'all know y'all can catch us on quota. Y'all know y'all can catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3 Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3 Man Weave _ You can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I don't know how we're going to top last week's episode. You know, brother Aaron Maven, you know, he held us down.
But we going to do it.
We going to definitely try our best, you know. Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody got the bag, didn't they?
Man, listen. Agent Nicole Lynn, she called. She said, hey, I'm going to need a Brinks truck for you whole ass month. You know what I mean? We're going to back that thing up not for the 99 and the 2000.
Absolutely.
And guess what? She damn sure negotiated the hell out of that deal. It's a 5-year extension, I believe. And so technically they still have him under control for 6 years because he's playing on the final year of his 4-year rookie deal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So they have Jalen Hurts under control for 6 more years, 179 guaranteed, and hey, they got their guy on lock, man. How do you feel about it? First, let me ask you how you feel about it. Not as a Cowboys fan.
Oh, not as a Cowboy fan. I'm definitely proud of him. You know what I'm saying? They put the pressure on him. And what you ask for when somebody put the pressure on you, you know, to answer the call. You know, they had the flexibility to obtain another quarterback this year if he didn't handle the job.
Right. He
said, you know what? I'm going to take us to the Super Bowl. So he took his team to the Super Bowl. He made tremendous strides as a passer. He was already a great leader, but it seemed like he took his leadership up to another level. And when you hear his story, that's one of those stories that, you know, you cry at the end of the movie, you know, at the end, you know, when you get to celebrate when the confetti fall and all that. And you're just happy for him as a person because, like you say, he put in the work. You always want to see somebody rewarded for putting in the work.
Right.
And, you know, my hat's off to him, you know. It's like I said, nothing negative I can say. Like you say, first African-American female handling the deal, you know, highest paid ever as of right now, you know, all kudos to him, man. Like you say, it's no hate towards him whatsoever. Like you say, even the fact I am a Cowboy fan, he's a division rival. It's like you say, I never hated him at all, you know. So
yeah. So and I'm with you there. Like I'm in that Issa Rae vein, and I don't care what nobody got to say about it. Shit, I'm rooting for everybody black. God damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, like we not too far removed where we wasn't smart enough to play the position. So now to see that we, in you know, a short time frame have had multiple, you know, black quarterbacks become the highest paid. One being Pat Mahomes, who if you don't know if he's black or not, wait until you hear his daddy talk.
Absolutely.
And then also now we got Jalen Hurts. And like you said, man, the adversity that he has overcome makes you want to root for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm happy that it happened for him. And it wasn't a situation where he, bet on himself, but it was a situation where he was on the brink. Mm-hmm. This was a career defining season. And he answered the call. No matter what you think, he was the quarterback for a team that played in the Super Bowl. So I think that was, as we always say, that's the market now. Once he did what he did, being in the MVP conversation, took his team to the Super Bowl, regardless of what you think of the previous season and stuff like, that transpired, once he had that season and they were offering a contract, that's his market now. And as you see with Lamar, the Eagles, they struck wild. Like they feel like, hey, he's only going to get more expensive.
I want to stop you there before we go further with Lamar.
No, I'm okay. Go ahead.
Because I'm not. This is not directed towards you. This is like directed towards like everybody else. Like it annoyed me once it came. It seemed like it got a Jalen Hurts when it came to the Jalen Hurts contract. It was like a yeah, but right. Jalen Hurts got his money, but what about Lamar? Like okay, right. But am I thinking about it? Lamar's situation is Lamar's situation,
and it's completely different to be quite honest.
And like I said, I wanted Jalen Hurts' situation to be his own situation. Like I said, it's a historical moment, and he shouldn't have to share that with anybody else.
Of course, I wasn't trying to do anything. I'm just saying, as far as organization wise, they said, look, let's not wait. And to me, that's the smart organizational play. I really wasn't bringing this to Lamar. I'm just simply saying, he like the stars aligned for Jalen, where they were like, look, we've been in this situation. You've showed us that this is what you can do. We've built this team in a way that we feel like this is our window now. Mm-hmm. Let's make sure that we, lock up the most important piece. Because to me, that's always the smart play. Because I don't care what you think. NFL teams, they cannot evaluate quarterbacks.
Absolutely not.
So when you get a halfway decent one, pay him the market. And if he fizzles out, he fizzles out. But this is the price you pay.
Then you can trade him, bro. We've seen this organization traded one that fizzled out. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen
not even that. He got traded multiple times for some good compensation.
Yeah, so it's like I always push back on that. Like, you're locking up your quarterback, you can't get rid of him. Yes, you can. Like these teams
because
always
that's my point. Yeah. Because they're like, hey, once we see that you have some talent, somebody is gonna give you a chance. Regardless of if you start or not, you will get a chance. And being a backup quarterback ain't bad. And look at Geno. People forgot Geno was in the league, and then he got paid. And say what you want about where he falls on that scale after he had a season. Hey, that ain't bad money.
Hey, that was his first big contract. You gotta take whatever it is.
You gonna take that, and that's some pretty solid money. He's making more than star running backs.
As he should. But
you said as he should.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Certain running backs.
I said star.
I don't know about. I was wrong then. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I would say, hold on, that ain't the hill I know.
Yeah, I was wrong. I take it back.
Cool.
I mean to take that back. But once again, let's go back to Jalen Hurts when it goes to the fact that all the questions was about him. Can he handle being the starting quarterback? Can he take this team over the hump? Can he make the strides to be necessarily a good starting quarterback? Can he get to the top 10 of quarterbacks at least? And all those questions were answered all of this season. And it played out perfectly because once again, they had the situation set up of if he failed, they were in position with the compensation that the draft capital that they have to try to acquire another quarterback. Now they have
set up beautifully.
Now instead of acquiring a quarterback, now they can better their team. So they was in a win-win situation when it comes to the front office, and also he was in the situation, but the situation they put him in was okay. Show up, barbecue and mildew, and he definitely started.
They did what I absolutely love for teams to do when you have a young quarterback with talent.
Mm-hmm.
Surround him with more fucking talent. Don't just say, hey, go do it.
Go do it.
No, that's not what you do. You put everything around him and that's when you be like, that to me, that's how you evaluate a quarterback in the NFL. Can you do it when you have everything around you?
Now, even off that, let's take it a step further. Team friendly. Let's say it's a team friendly deal, because it is a team friendly deal based off how it's structured. This front office has shown that they are not afraid to acquire more. They keep acquiring more talent. So now they're going to show the NFL how we're going to pay a quarterback and we're going to keep talent around them. Like, because all of a sudden, I don't know where we got this from, that all of a sudden once we pay a quarterback, now we just got to start getting rid of everybody. Like, I've never understood that philosophy, that all of a sudden, since I paid you something, now all of a sudden let's take away some weapons, and now just since your contract is supposed to just supersede the lack of talent, and we're supposed to be like, well, you are making such and such amount. Like, I just don't get it.
What do we always say? If I have to take over, like if I have to elevate lower talent around me, just because you gave me this amount of money, I should get the GM money too. Because what job, like what's the purpose of you? That's your job. That's the job of the front office. That's the job of the scouts. You get at minimum, without trading anything, you get 7 draft picks every season to start to reload talent in this draft. Yes, I may take up 20% of the salary cap this season. Okay, I may take up 25% of salary cap this season. Hey, dog, that's still 75% to work with. You better do something, and you better identify shit correctly. You better learn, hey, if I'm taking up 25% of the cap hit this year, but only 20% next year, you better start using that 5% and move some stuff around to next year. And you better try and do these things. Like, you do the gymnastics on the books. I do the gymnastics on the field. God damn it. Like, don't come to me talking about, and that's one of the reasons why I hate, Tom Brady took less. He wanted to win. No, Tom Brady, he tricked himself out of some money. And Tom Brady also was married to a woman whose worth was multiplied by his. So yeah, you know what? If I take 25, if instead of taking 25%, I take 23%, but it allows me to do 3%. That ain't necessarily saying I'm taking team-friendly deals. That's just me taking, not my worth and making their job easier. Because guess what? They were still cutting the people that they were supposed to pay anyway. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the front office, like, Eagles fans, y'all saying y'all love Howie now, but y'all was singing a different tune a couple years ago. But we ain't. That's neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there.
Get into that. I'm gonna let y'all have y'all moment. But what I will say is, this is how you front office.
Absolutely.
This is what you do in the front office. Like, you go in there, you identify talent that may be on the market that can be traded for cheap. You identify some cut candidates that can fit. You identify some areas where you can be like, you know what, that guy, he can fit into a rotation. And if we just give him rotation minutes, Hassan Reddick, he might be able to elevate as a star. And guess what? Now you got one of the best defensive lines in the league.
Mm-hmm.
You identify somebody like Darius Slay who's unhappy, and you can be like, hey, we can go get him. Mm-hmm. James Bradbury, hey, y'all cut him? Come on, bro. Come on, dog. And you get to play them two times a season. That's how you front office. You identify talent, and you can get it. You go get it. And when just like what we were saying with the Chiefs and also the Rams, hey, sometimes it's just, hey, go try and win it. Go get it. Don't worry about all this other shit.
But the
when,
thing,
when you see your window, kick that bitch in.
and the thing about it is, of course, if you take a team, it all works out. Like I said, the agent, when it comes back to Jalen Hurts, the agent, she becomes one of, it go down in history, one of the, first Black African American females, to get the highest paid contract. Jalen Hurts becomes the one, I'm the highest paid quarterback in the league, for right now. The Eagles get to solidify and secure their quarterback, and they also get a team friendly deal to help them continue to build this team to try to go win the Super Bowl. Like you said, when everybody can come to the table and everybody wins, like that's why I always push back because I know I'm not a businessman. I'm not one of those dudes, but I always push back when people always act like business has to go bad. Like somebody has to win a deal. Like somebody has to get over on somebody when it comes to business. No, you can do good business and everybody can all benefit. All three parties in this deal benefits.
But that's what we talked about with Aaron Maben when it was like, yo, when you have the labor and you try and hold the capital from them, that's really what starts to make things go sour. Because look at around the league, players be like, hey, yo, I'm underpaid for what I do for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're trying to save a buck here instead of, like, this goes back way, 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 way before, like when we first started and we said, not all owners are trying to win.
Absolutely.
But as you can see, certain owners, when they see that opportunity, they will go for it. And yeah, like
off that point, we may see more owners start to sell. We just seen Washington Commanders go for $6 billion.
Motherfucker be like, hey, shit,
bro. So like, if the Washington Commanders, which they was always on the top four list, so I don't think these other teams can think they can just go get $6 billion.
Yeah, because they don't have the fan base as the Commanders, of course.
So like I say, even if dysfunctional they were, they still was a top team on that Forbes list. Every time that Forbes list came out with franchises in all the sports, Washington was still somewhere on that list. And they went far.
You know what I've learned? Why Washington is so high on the list? So there is a large contingent of Cowboys fans in the DMV area because so early on, the Washington football team, now the Commanders, were against getting black players.
Yeah.
But once they kind of started doing that, and they started expanding their fan base, they came very far down on the Eastern Seaboard because, once again, we know Virginia didn't have a team. And also, as I found out, like, North Carolina, South Carolina didn't have a team. And so a lot of those people, they started to gravitate up to the Washington football team because, just like we know, the Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, and Washington were always on TV. Yeah. So it's like that's how they started building that fan base. So as I'm here in Charlotte, I see tons and tons of Washington paraphernalia while I'm driving. So to me, that's lets you know, like, their fan base is huge. So that's why they're able to go for $6 billion. And that seemed like, hey, you kind of got a little bit of a deal, dog. Like, you might have been able to go. You might be, if you wasn't into a whole bunch of bullshit, Mr. Nasty Man, you might have went for 9.
Might too. But I mean, so like I said, man, shouts out to Jalen Hurts. Like I said, it could have been easy for me as a Cowboy fan to try to find a way to hate on it. But I mean, we got plenty of time for me to hate. You know what I'm saying?
You want to get some off right quick? You want to get some off?
I'm good. It's not because, like I say, my team in particular had a great offseason. You know what I'm saying? My team, even with the lesser team last year, split with the Eagles last year. So, like I say, they just ain't head and shoulders above us. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, like you say, so we can go toe to toe with them. You know what I'm saying? Now, we can't beat the 49ers, but you know what I'm saying? That's a different story. But these Eagles, this NFC East, we know what time it is.
We can do something there. We can do something there.
We know what time it is with that. You know, so I ain't got to hate because they know what it is when it comes to us. That's why they always worried about us too.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't like they'll never say that about the Giants. You know what I'm saying? They don't be worried about the Commanders, but let us do something. You know what I'm saying? They want to talk because they know we a threat.
100%, 100%. So I know you said you wanted him to have his day.
But we about
I
to talk
get
about
that.
Lamar.
Okay, because I just I do want to know, do you think this means anything for Lamar?
This should mean something to Lamar. At this point, like I said, I've been pushing back on everybody saying, like, for example, if I was in this situation, I would have an agent.
Right.
I would have an agent because I know I'm not the business guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm easy to make deals with.
But remember what I said before, just because he doesn't have an agent in title doesn't mean he doesn't have a
No.
team that
Yeah.
that is working through the offers.
And I'm not disrespecting his team. I'm not saying that he's just out there sitting at his mama kitchen table and they looking at the deal. And I'm not saying that that's not
I know
happening.
I wouldn't, because my mama don't know this new math. She'd be like, what
You feel
what
me?
is what does this escalator mean?
So I'm not, that's why I always push back on maybe he needs an agent. He needs an agent and all that. I'm like, no, it's a lot of deals that been made, prominent deals. It's a deal it's been Roquan Smith, became one of the top linebackers. And he doesn't have an agent. He facilitated a trade without it.
Trade and the deal. And that's another thing where I push back on people when they talk about Lamar needs an agent. No, Lamar don't need an agent, because they like Roquan's deal doesn't have anything to do with Lamar, but Roquan was able to do
everything without an agent.
Everything without an agent, and like his was even
harder.
Like his was even harder because he was trying to get away from a team. He had to facilitate a trade away from a team and get that trade. And Lamar is either trying to get a deal or facilitate a trade.
And let's not forget that teams really couldn't even contact him because that was like tampering, because he was a player.
Right. So you have to get the trade first and then get the deal done. So for me, I get where it should have some influence on Lamar, but also what I want to know is, because I think this actually, the timing of Jalen Hurts deal actually can give Lamar some leverage also. And I don't think he has to sign, because we all know the next man up gets the most. And so if they're saying, hey, in negotiation, hey, Lamar, this is the guaranteed money we want to give you, but we can't necessarily give you as much as Jalen Hurts because he's taking his team to the Super Bowl. I don't think that gives them leverage, because Lamar can say, okay, let's go down Jalen Hurts roster, see how many Pro Bowlers and All Pros and stuff that they've had. But even if that doesn't work, cool. I'm gonna wait till Justin Herbert sign, because what you gonna tell me Justin Herbert got that I haven't done?
Mm-hmm.
And so if Justin Herbert gets a larger deal than Jalen Hurts, I'm cool with waiting until Justin Herbert signs his deal. Because to me, then it's just like, if Justin Herbert got this, don't bring me no less than that. Same thing that the reports say. He was saying, hey, Deshaun Watson got this. I don't want no less than that. But my thing is, like, that is some sort of leverage. And I'm not saying that's what he's doing. And I'm not even saying, like, I'm just saying he don't have to just say, okay, you know what, guys, I see what Jalen Hurts got. Give me that plus $1 million. No, he still don't have to do that. He still has negotiation leverage. And I'm not saying it's enough leverage to swing the pendulum, but I think the ball, like, he still got reached. The ball is at half court at least.
But only because I'm gonna just say it's at half court. I'm gonna say why, because Herbert is not on the deadline.
Of course.
So they can actually wait till whenever they want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can wait till the beginning of the season, middle of the season, after the draft. Like, they can make this. They can wait till next year if they want to. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They have the luxury of this 5th-year option. They have the luxury of waiting. They don't. It's no pressure. They know they're gonna pay him. They know they're ready to pay him. They know they're gonna pay him whatever. His negotiation is easy as hell. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I get you. Everything that you said was correct to half court, because once again, Lamar has a deadline. So let's say, for example, Herbert is not in no rush to sign. Let's say Herbert is waiting for Burrow, and let's Burrow and see what if Burrow is waiting for Herbert. You feel what I'm saying? What if them two are playing the waiting game and they are in no rush to sign, because they know their team is going to sign them regardless. Like, They're not going to have to, like, when the team is ready to negotiate, they know what the terms and conditions are already going to be. It's no if, ands, but similar to what Hurts and the Eagles had to do. They already said before they got to the Super Bowl, they're like, oh, we about to pay him.
Right. But
so they had it. So it was no tough negotiations, is what I'm saying. All they was talking about was structure. So when it comes to everything that you said is correct. But you said half court. I can't go past half court when it comes to leverage because they do have a deadline to get to.
But that's why I say half court, because also the Ravens have a deadline, because up to a point, you need to actually make a decision. Like, because the transition tag, Lamar not playing on that. I guarantee, like, Lamar, he may lose, I don't know if he's willing to sit out. I mean, willing to go out there for $34 million or 32, whatever it is. Yeah, that's a lot of money. But if someone else is going to pay, like, if we had 50 for 5 years, I'm not saying, like we said, we've seen sitting out may not be the best. I personally just don't believe, like, hey, I'm at a position to just acquiesce to all of your demands, because now not only did you not give me just a regular tag, you put me on the transition, lower money, this and that. I think you kind of got to just stick to your guns here and just say, all right, this is what it is.
But what moves have they made in the offseason, my brother?
Absolutely none. That's my point. Like,
so they are prepared. See, they are playing this narrative game. They're prepared to do whatever
for Jehovah's return.
But at the end of the day, this is a lose-lose situation for Lamar, even when he gets paid.
Yeah, of course.
Because once again, they did nothing to really improve their team. They're basically running it back with an injury-riddled team with the same training staff that's got all these injuries,
and then got an injury-riddled receiver for him, who probably is the best receiver he's ever had in his career.
So you think about it. So okay, so based off right now that they didn't really make any team improvement. So when they get Lamar back, they're going to be Lamar or bust, right? Like they always been, right?
Yeah.
So if they don't win, who go get the blame? Because nobody's been blaming the organization.
We have.
Of course we have. Of course we have. But when we have a conversation about Lamar in the group, everybody's talking about, they always blame Lamar. They don't look at nobody else.
There is a strong divide on who's blaming the organization and who's blaming Lamar. I'm not gonna say it, but we know.
Somebody even tried to convince me, or they convinced themselves, that they purposely did not get Lamar receivers because of it doesn't benefit the offense. Like,
no. I remember this conversation. This conversation was with me. They said they personally don't get Lamar receivers because tight ends is what they need in this offense. I remember it. And I'm not going to say who said it, but to me, this is the organization has failed Lamar. They
absolutely.
said they have, like, organizational benefit of the doubt. Everyone believes the Ravens is such a good drafting organization. They take care of their guys. They do this, they do that, they do this. But in Lamar's tenure, you've had a Super Bowl, window with possibly what could have been the best quarterback in the league. I don't care what nobody says about who it is. If you actually did things to put players around Lamar like other teams have done their quarterbacks, Lamar could elevate himself into the position of the best quarterback in the league. Because what you see with Jalen Hurts as a running quarterback, Lamar Jackson is better. What you saw with Justin Fields as a running quarterback, Lamar Jackson is better. What you saw with Josh Allen as a running quarterback, Lamar Jackson is better. What you saw with Josh Allen before Stephon Diggs as a passer, Lamar Jackson is better. Lamar Jackson been throwing out there to dudes smaller than you, Hill. But he got Mark Andrews, bro.
I got heart, cuz.
You got you telling me this look teeth harder than you? But nah. So my thing is,
good, baby boy.
People always talk about, oh yeah, but he got Mark Andrews. He's only throwing to a tight end. He's only no. Did you ever think that maybe he's only throwing to the tight end because he's the only motherfucker that's good?
And he is good. Like,
no, he's a really, really great tight end. But guess what? You know what makes a great tight end even better? When the linebackers that's standing over him got to be like, hey, I cannot let this little, skinny motherfucker out of my sight.
Well, it's kind of, but I was about to say it's kind of similar as what Patrick Mahomes has with Travis Kelce, but the difference is, and the big joker is, they have Andy Reid calling plays. Like you have
Greg Roman.
Like you have an offensive system, and I kind of hate using Mahomes as the system. I mean, as the like standard, because like it's not the same, bro. Like when you have Andy Reid, one of the best play callers in the league, that has been one of the best in a while, his tenure as a head coach, like it minimizes it.
He's one of the greatest ever.
He erases all the deficiencies. So like his offensive system is plug and play. Remember the time in Philly that they didn't have before T.O., the receivers that they had before Freddie Mitchell,
what was it?
Todd Pinkston.
Todd Pinkston.
Like, are we serious? And they getting to that offensive system was getting to the NFC Championship. Like,
can I go on a little tangent here real quick?
Go ahead, because we got to talk about the playoffs.
Yeah. So I just want to go on a quick tangent. Let me cook real quick. I want to talk about Bathroom Ben's comments. How everybody was in the uproar saying, yeah, he right. You what? Lamar can't beat you from the pocket, this, and that. So, if you make him beat you in the pocket, nobody. What Ben said was correct. And the reason why it's correct, of course you want Lamar Jackson to beat you within the pocket, because guess what? He's the greatest running threat outside of the pocket that we've seen. So, yes, you want him to beat you from inside the pocket, because that's where his weakness is. Just because it's not his greatest strength doesn't mean he can't do it. And the thing that pisses me off about people is because they want so many excuses to tell you why Lamar Jackson isn't a good quarterback, just because he's better at running than anybody you've ever seen. That doesn't mean he can't throw. And they negate all the other stuff. Like I said before, Josh Allen, before he got Stephon Diggs, looked way worse of a passer than Lamar Jackson. You and I were watching the game. We seen him airmail some shit to the fifth row to an open guy in the end zone. And what pisses me off about it is, guess what? You know what people would say in Tom Brady's scouting report? Get him off his spot. Get him out of the pocket. You know why? Because he can't fucking run. So you want to rush him up the middle so he can get outside of the pocket, and you want to make him beat you outside of the pocket. You know what they said about Peyton Manning? Hey, get him off his spot, because guess what? He will pick you apart from outside the pocket. You know what they say? You know what Lou Anarumo tried to do with Patrick Mahomes with that 3-drop coverage? I mean, that rush 3-drop coverage. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him in the pocket, because guess what? He improvises, and when he improvises, the offense goes crazy because they have such chemistry. He can do it. It's not saying that that don't mean Pat Mahomes can't beat you from the pocket, but we would rather him beat you from the pocket than outside scrambling, because that's when they get them like 50-yard pass plays, because he extends the play. So that don't mean Lamar Jackson can't beat you from inside the pocket. I hate when people try to use this narrative and paint it like, oh, he's not a good quarterback. Look at his completion percentage. Bro, look who he's throwing to. Nobody cares to say that. But always, they talking about, Josh Allen don't got enough weapons. Justin Herbert got to get more weapons. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, they too slow. Y'all make excuses for everybody that you want to make excuses, but come down hard on everybody that you want to come down hard on. So I can't stand people don't understand the nuances. And once again, like I said, to me, that's all the dog whistle, because what do you mean to tell me, he can't throw from the pocket, when we've legit seen quarterbacks look like they're completely confused when they get the ball and they don't have nobody to throw to? Fucking Jalen Hurts. His job was in question. They get this motherfucker A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith now. Hey, he MVP candidate. Highest paid quarterback. Got his team to the Super Bowl.
Man, how did Aaron Rodgers look this year?
That motherfucker bitched and moaned and then tried to get He did crack because he didn't have no weapons. Come on, man. Like, y'all got to stop picking and choosing like who y'all want to.
Maybe we should repost equal opportunity criticism. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I'm down for it.
Because like I said,
another one I'm ready to hear. Like, I don't want to have to start caping for, but Justin Fields. So many people talking about he's not a good quarterback, bro. Y'all didn't even like Chase Claypool, and now he got Chase Claypool and Darnell Mooney. Like, what? Come on, man.
And you already know how I felt about Darnell Mooney. So don't bring that mess up your head.
Come on, man. Don't give me.
But like I say, it's hilarious, man. It's like, and like I said, I'm all for criticism. Like I say, you can say, Lamar Jackson can't throw in the pocket. You can say, he struggles as a passer. You can say all these things. That's fine. I won't debate that part. But it goes to the fact, well, don't start caping for somebody else when they have limitations. Because, sorry, did Josh Allen regress without Brian Daboll? Okay. But they didn't mention that. They mentioned he needs more weapons. But I thought playoff Gabe Davis was the man. All of a sudden that he just trash.
I got some other shit that I want to get to, but I'll say that for another episode. But also, you want to tell me, Josh Allen is this, Josh Allen is that, and talk about, nobody mentions Brian Daboll, but then also he took the Giants to the playoffs with Daniel Jones. So also, maybe it was the scheme that he was running. So guess what? Greg Roman, nobody wanted to give him criticism. Nobody want to talk about, Greg Roman, that's the scheme. You got to get those tight ends because this, and that. When Greg Roman was in San Francisco, what tight ends was he throwing to?
Was it Vernon Davis? Vernon Davis was there.
Yes, Vernon Davis. So that's my point. Was it just, you have to throw it to tight ends, or did you just have a good fucking tight end? Is that the scheme?
Okay, no, I'll raise you. Who was the tight end in Buffalo when he was the offensive coordinator? Exactly. That's a trivia question that probably only Lou in our fantasy group only knows. Because he's a Buffalo fan. But that offense still did the same exact thing. It was a good running offense, and the passing game was terrible, and then it got stale. It's the same thing in the 49ers. It was a good rushing offense, then the passing offense, then it got stale. And the same thing in Buffalo, and then the same thing that happened in
let's also not forget
in Baltimore.
Let's not forget that same 49ers offense when they inserted Colin Kaepernick was cold.
Absolutely.
Colin Kaepernick,
he wasn't just throwing the tight ends either.
He wasn't just throwing the tight ends because guess what? Yeah, Michael Crabtree. Who else? They had another.
I swear, did Anquan Bolden play for them?
I think so. They had a big motherfucker. I want to say it was yes, it was Anquan Bolden.
But I know for a fact that Michael Crabtree was decent for them.
And guess what? After that, wasn't Lamar Jackson throwing to Michael Crabtree? So that's what. So yep.
It all comes full circle.
Anquan Bolden had 3 years with the 49ers.
Okay.
Damn, he had 2,000-yard receiving seasons at 33 and 34.
Oh, man, he was tight.
I'm looking at Anquan Bolden's numbers.
He should have. Talk about
this motherfucker was cold, bro. Because I always just thought I was biased because Florida State. Yeah. But I am. Yeah, I am. But I'm going through these numbers. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000-yard seasons. And a 900-yard season sprinkled in there, and with 3 other 800-yard seasons.
With some teams that, that were running teams that shouldn't have been, that wasn't throwing the ball like that. 49ers, Baltimore. Come on now.
Yeah. This motherfucker was cold, dog.
Back to the situation, man. We hope wish Jalen Hurts the best. Glad you got your bag. We hope Lamar figures it. Before we get off, Lamar got to keep it real with himself. That's what I want to say.
Keep it real with your dog, no matter what.
Listen, I understand. You shot. You shot your shot. You want to get the Deshaun Watson contract. They told y'all that we not doing this no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They say, look, that's a one-time thing, and I understood what you was trying to do. You tried to be the one to go get it, and they said that you're not gonna be the one to go get it. Now at this point, now it's time to negotiate in good faith, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you can use the Jalen Hurts contract as a foundation to get closer to what you want. I ain't saying you got to just fold and not get the thing that you want in your contract, like you said, but it's some things that it's time to negotiate, bro.
Right. Can I ask you a question really quickly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think there is a situation where, similar to the Browns, that a team gets desperate? Because that's what happened with the Browns. The Browns got desperate, and a team gets desperate and they may shoot their shot like, all right, fuck it. If he play, like, we're going to sign him to 5 years and he going to play out all the snaps anyway, we might as well give it to him. Do you think that would happen? Because I'm thinking like a team that's like not only like the general manager, but they may be in, fear of losing their coach, similar to the Rams, because I don't know how Matt Stafford going to come back. Do you think they're going to be like, all right, he might save our jobs if we get him. Let's just do what we got to do.
I would feel that way if teams would. I would feel that way. I don't have the luxury of being patient.
Right.
Like those teams, it's plenty of teams that need a quarterback right now that have said their purpose. They said publicly that they're passing on Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, like I said, I believe after the draft shit gonna change, but we're gonna see.
And I understand, and I believe that I never gave you pushback on that. But like I said, I can't execute the patience that can say that's necessarily going to happen. That's all I can say, because for the simple fact of these teams should have never had to execute patience. Like the Falcons, what are you doing? You feel what I'm saying?
And that's how I know the Falcons. Like, but what did I remember when the Falcons said that and I called bullshit? And now all of a sudden, hey, we looking at all options in the draft too.
But they looking at all options in the draft.
But that's how I know. That's how I know that they after the draft they gonna consider, because where the Falcons picking?
Ninth.
You looking at all options in the draft, and Bryce Young, CJ Stroud go 1, 2. Anthony Richardson or Will Levis go 4. So like somebody who's picking 7th? Is it
the Raiders in there somewhere?
So and say Anthony Richardson dropped to 7 to the Raiders, and then the Falcons come up. You're gonna go, all right, sure, we go get Hendon Hooker.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
And I just forgot the question.
God damn, boy, you was old in a motherfucker.
Boy, that's crazy. I forgot it too.
So the NBA
no. I do remember. What do you think about teams that just saying that they don't want to do the contract for the Ravens? They don't want to do the dirty work for the Ravens.
I 100% get that, but also that's also why I'm like we discussed that too. Like that makes 100% sense, but also at a certain point, it's like you can't do the contract for the Ravens, but also if you sign Lamar to a contract late enough, the Ravens ain't gonna be able to do all that work, because also the Ravens is kind of cap strapped too.
Absolutely.
So once it comes down to a point, because that's one of my things is one of these teams, like they actually need to dig into the Ravens like contract structure, and all you got, because another thing that people don't fail to realize is the Ravens have to sign Lamar to the exact same contract structure.
Mm-hmm.
So I will front load the shit out that contract, bro. I'll give you $70 million right now, up front, cash, cold hard cash, and then put, and then we'll figure something else like that, and then that means they gonna have to clear their books, do all this shit, and they gotta scramble to do that. And then also remember, you have to hit a salary cap floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I would legit structure this contract. So after the draft, hey, you scrambling. Ain't nobody available. Ain't nobody for you to sign unless you about to go out and give Will Fuller $35 million.
But my thing, and I agree with you again. if I'm an NFC team, I'm not worried about doing the dirty work for them. Like at the end of the day, if I'm the Falcons, I'm like, bro, I got Desmond Ridder as my quarterback. Like I'm going to go out there to get Lamar. Now, if I don't get Lamar, then hey, Desmond Ridder, you're my quarterback. It is what it is, bro. You should know you're not Lamar. Like you can have all the confidence in yourself and be like, I believe in myself, and I can get the job done. Yeah, we get all that, but you ain't Lamar. If I'm an AFC team, I am wary of
course,
of doing the Ravens, dirty work for them, because now at this point, like I done gave you the structure for your quarterback, and I done probably alienated this quarterback that I already got. Like
and then I gotta play you, and all.
Yeah. So I
then
get
I might
it,
have
bro.
to watch you win the conference, and it might be against me.
Yeah,
but
nah, I'm
also,
not getting it. But NFC, I don't care about I don't care about none of that. I'm going after them, and if I miss, I miss.
Right, and then also the reason why I said a lot of these teams should wait till after the draft, because now it's gonna fuck up the compensation for the Ravens. So not only are you cap strapped and you can't necessarily maneuver a lot. Now I get Lamar. I guarantee you I'm winning at least 8 games. So you're not even gonna get a good draft spot.
Yeah.
So and then if I have a halfway decent team, you're gonna be picking in the bottom third of the draft. And so now you're in the bottom third of the draft where you can't get no good quarterback unless, guess what? You drafted Lamar fucking Jackson, and those motherfuckers don't grow on trees. So I just don't understand it. I just don't get it. Like, because I'm not gonna do your dirty work for you, but also I want to keep my job. And another person who need to be doing it, that new Commanders ownership.
Oh, and they are sneak. And now that's hate. Now this is the hate coming from. I definitely don't want that coming. I understand for them to come in. They finally finalizing the deal. They're gonna get the new team. I'm pretty sure that they want to make a splash. And what bigger splash is to take somebody down 95? Like, I get it.
Lamar Jackson might be the biggest athlete in the DMV right now. Well, they're not technically the DMV, but
yeah,
and that still they got a fan base in there. So it's like he might be the biggest athlete in that region.
So I can see that. Like I said, I can see them doing it. Like you said, I know we had the rumor of Dave Snyder was going to do it before he left, but he didn't do it. But I mean, so who's that? They could come in and they could try to clean up some things. They like, look, we got to clean up this whole mess before we can even think about trying to go get Lamar. So they could.
The best way to clean up a mess.
I
win.
Yeah, I hear
you. So that we just gonna go in this motherfucker with Sam Howell. All right.
Yeah. I mean, but you got to also think about it is like how committed are they? To Ron Rivera. We only know Ron Rivera only kept the job because of the ownership was going to be changing. So they needed some type of stability, and at least let the stability be in the coaching staff under in the football realm of it. They got a lot of stuff to clean up in DC. Like I said, I get it. It does make sense. Winning cures all. I do understand that. Like I say, you can go win some games and sweep some stuff under the rug. Like I say, you can put some makeup on this thing and make it look pretty. I get all that. So I'm not debating that, like I said, but I will let the hate, supersede this objectivity right here on when it comes to this subject. Like,
because I just want this motherfucker out of my division. God.
And I shouldn't have let the hate, the objectivity over supersede your hate, because you ready to get this thing out.
Bro, because God, whenever, bro, I don't care who on their team, as long as he playing,
exactly,
they usually in like the first seed, and that's the crazy part to me.
And that's the dilemma, and that's the problem. That's why they don't do. That's why they continue doing what they do in the Ravens say. The Ravens win this way, so the Ravens want to continue doing the things the Ravens do.
Yeah, we got to get to the NBA playoffs.
Absolutely, we're gonna stay. Okay, the East is right here. We're gonna go.
Damn,
with the East.
Did I do that or you did that?
I did that. Okay. Well, we did it at the same time because I know I clicked it. Well, you might have clicked it. But we on the East side. Oh no.
Look at you, boy. See, lead the production to me, goddammit.
Giannis had a back injury.
Boy, everybody was looking like the Ravens. Boy, they was dropping.
Don't know how long that's going to linger. Hopefully, then say he comes back. They play what? Back. They play tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe they play tomorrow. Hopefully, they get that gun. But if they don't have Giannis, they already without Middleton. Like I say, the Heat snuck in, and don't let the Heat. I'm like, we know who the Heat are. We know who the Heat are. They're gonna always be a tough out, regardless of the
Playoff Jimmy, man,
is a different person.
when we talk about flipping the switch, he make you believe it. We always talk about load management. You can't flip a switch.
Mm-hmm.
He may not load manage, but flip a switch, but he do something when the playoffs come. He's like, all right, I got this. I got this. Jump on my back, boys. Oh shit.
What?
You ever like pull a string out of something and then it like you feel it fuck up and more string come out than what was supposed to?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't feel like I done pulled out my whole goddamn sock with this one fucking string. These brand new socks, goddamn it.
Yeah, he look like a cartoon out this
shit unraveling off my feet off camera.
But like you say, the Heat end up still in game one, solely because of the injury. Like I say, we don't know if he's gonna be if Giannis is gonna return, but even if he does return,
Giannis knee bent backwards and he came and beat the shit out the Suns.
So
he gonna come back.
So he gonna come back. So
he gonna be hurt. So he gonna come back.
So your prediction you had the Bucks winning this series?
Yes.
All right, cool. The Knicks took game one, and they also playing right now, as we record. You know, they took game one from the Cavs, and this is a 4-5 playoff series. Those are normally the closer series because excuse me. But I do believe that the Cavs are the better team. It's just the fact that team who has playoff success on that team.
Right. And so that's one of the things where it's like it's the young teams, and you look at the New York Knicks. Tom Thibodeau is that head coach, and he has been known to coach his players hard.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like the minutes that they play and what he demands from them is playoff intensity season round.
Mm-hmm.
And so it looked like the Cavaliers was just like, oh shit, this is what the playoffs is? Mm-hmm. And the Knicks got them. The Knicks got them because they was prepared. They was prepared for the intensity. They was prepared for the speed. They was prepared for the defense. They was prepared for the physicality of it all.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cleveland knows what to expect a little bit more. And so I think if they grab this game tonight, I think they'll still win the series. I just think, because once again, it's like the series, like what what I'm saying, that the series don't start till your team loses at home. I think Cleveland can grab this game tonight and flip this series around, because I just think defensively and just with the talent that Cleveland has, I think that they're a sneaky team to upset a team in the semifinals. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
I agree.
So I believe that the Cavaliers, I think they win tonight. I think we can go ahead and I'm not going to say call it, but I just think that they have a lot more momentum, because that just shows me that they started to pick up and got comfortable with the playoffs, and they're not just that young team that still has their, deer in the headlights kind of feel. They caught up a little bit.
I kind of think this series can still go 7 regardless.
Oh no, I think it could go, but I just think that you'll start to see them kind of like assert themselves a little bit more, like especially in those wins. That's where I kind of start to see who has control of the series. Even if you lose a game, but it's like sometimes you may see it's just like, okay, you're at home, like Madison Square Garden in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. That's home court, like that's up there with the Chase Center and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think it can still just be a little bit of advantage. It's almost like the bubble. When you at home, your role players play a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I think with Cleveland, if they can just stick to what they got, stick what they do, and that defense can start to suffocate, the Knicks, I think they'll be fine.
All right. We're on the same page, but it is scary though, because playoff Jalen Brunson is a thing.
It might be a thing. It might be a thing.
It might have been a fluke in Dallas. It's like, oh, one time thing, try to get paid. Okay, we seeing it again. We seeing it again.
And I bet the Mavericks wish they had him back.
I mean, they've been saying it. But also on the flip side of Jalen Brunson, playoff Jalen Brunson, we've also seen playoff Donovan Mitchell, and he definitely turns into playoff James Harden. Like,
And yeah,
that's not a good thing.
that's not a good thing. But I think the people around him are going to
Yeah.
help supplement that
We
a
hope
little bit more than what he had in Utah.
the teams won't trash in Utah.
The teams were not trash in Utah, but I think that this Cavaliers team has a little bit more scoring potential
Absolutely.
than the Utah teams with, like, if Donovan Mitchell start, eating a Popeye's biscuit with no water.
All right, man. The Sixers and the Nets. I think last night was the Nets' opportunity to get a game, and they squandered that. And so that you can bring up brooms now. Like they may, you know what? They may get a game because the Sixers be forgetting sometimes that they the Sixers.
Yes.
So that's been rare this season. The Sixers have definitely been answering the bell. Most of the calls this season. Saying they've been.
But they got
holding it back.
playoff James Harden, so we gonna see.
Like I said, playoff Jalen Harden is definitely a thing until he makes it not a thing. And they probably go like last night was definitely one of them games where people like, bro, who are these Sixers?
Yeah.
Like, who are they? And then they realize, okay, we the Sixers, bro. Like, come on now. And they
put the shit away. Put the shit away.
So they may have one of those games that they forget that who they are and they may lose, but this should be a sweep. And once again, if I know it's the Nets and the Nets are, in transition, but if the Sixers sweep the Nets, the East better look out. You don't believe it? You don't believe it?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Because what do we say? This is their best chance.
This is their best chance. They've been playing. It seemed like they've been playing their best. It seemed like Harden has transitioned his game again, and that's a positive. And Embiid is up this game again. So and the pieces around them have played better. So
you know why they need to sweep the Nets? Because if they go up 3-0 and then drop a game, Doc Rivers.
Oh, you know how Doc gonna do. Yeah.
He gonna start the shivering and shaking. That butthole gonna get tight, and he'll be like, "Hold on now, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do."
I'm glad he said the Cavs need another player who knows how to score other than Mitchell. Mitchell is going to score 30, but need 30 shots to do it. Mobley misses too many shots around the rim. I can't disagree with that at all.
So I can't disagree, but also, like I said, I think that they do have players that can score. Like
Garland can score.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it comes to a point where it's like, okay, Donovan, like, what are you doing? Why? Like, what's going on? It's like, okay, cool. Yes, Evan Mobley, he misses way too much around the basket. But say what you want. Like, I think Karis LeVert, like, even though he's a reserve player.
Yeah, but where he been?
I believe he has the ability to get you, some points in a pinch.
He does.
But it's like in combination with Garland. So it's like, okay, we'll pick up the slack here. And then if Garland has to take over and Evan Mobley, actually finds his hands and, he can distribute, and then you got Garland, Mobley, and LeVert going, hey, you might be on to something. You know what I mean? Until Donovan Mitchell just be like, okay, guys, okay, I'm good.
No, man, that boy turned into Clifford Franklin.
Boy.
Clifford now only one coming down with it. Is there anything to talk about with the Celtics and the Hawks? They on right now too.
Trae Young. All right, to the West.
I can't wait till we talk about that in all season, because I do think that's a mistake, but I mean it is what it is.
I have my issues with Trae Young in the draft, so
and that is fine. So we could go with we gotta switch back to what we was doing. All right. To the west side is the best side. The Timberwolves. The Timberwolves. And I've been giving you a pass all year about the Timberwolves. And I only gave you a pass because Cat got hurt. I'm like, you know what? Cat got hurt significantly. He missed a significant amount of time. So I can't gloat and be like, I told you so about the Rudy Gobert trade and it wasn't going to work. And when they got in the fight, I didn't hit you up and be like, see, I told you everybody hate Rudy Gobert. All his teammates hate him. The common denominator is Rudy Gobert. I'm like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't do that. I didn't say that, but you know I could have. I spared you.
I know.
But when it comes to this series, the game one was just so disappointing. Like, did you even try? Like y'all do, like, think about it. Y'all do match up with the Nuggets. Like, this shouldn't be just be a cakewalk. They match up when you from a roster to roster. Like, I'm not saying they have a good roster as well.
Like player for player, they can't match up talent for talent, but what each player does, you kind of have like a poor man's version of it. And like you said, bro, y'all ain't have to lose by 30.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it should have been a competitive
it wasn't
game.
even like Jokic had a great game.
That's what, bro. He had it with the slowest YMCA move, bro. Did you see that clip? Like,
bro, Jokic remind me of this old dude named Bruce that used to be down at the Winton Terrace Rec Center. He used to shoot over top of his head like this.
Mm-hmm.
But that shit went in every fucking time. Bruce was like 55 years old, but he was like 6'3". I'm 12, 13 years old, so I can't block the shit. Mm-mm. I'm like, hey, bro, if you don't get your old ass off the court. But nah, Jokic is like, bro, for like Cat. Boy, you always talk about, oh, I'm the best shooting big man in history. I'm this, I'm that. You always talk like, what are you doing, dog?
Is that your matchup is first of all, Jokic can't check nobody anyway. That's one, but he's not even the one defending you. Like you said, you got Michael Porter Jr. and like you got Aaron Gordon checking you, Jeff Green, and like, bro, like is even Jeff Green still on the team? I don't even know if he's still on their team. Mm-hmm. Like, but it don't even matter. Like your matchup, you should be dominating your matchup all like every game.
Like, and I'm not saying you got to stop Jokic from getting his buckets, but dog,
that's what you got Gobert for.
Exactly.
Right? Like he should be able to contain him to a certain degree. But like you say, you got Anthony Edwards. Like you say, you should be able to. You are the better of the guard when it comes to comparing it to the Nuggets. Like this should be a competitive series. I'm not saying that they have to win, but it should be competitive. Like they are well coached. Like that game one was so disappointing. Like I don't even want to. Like it should be. It put us so. And I know it's only one game, 7-game series, but it put such a bad taste in my mouth. Like pause. Like I don't even want to like say anything positive about them until they show us. Like bro, next week they should maybe show us.
If they get beat by 20 again,
right, bro, you can wrap it up.
Pass the sticks, man. Go
Absolutely.
Look, just go ahead and move on, and let's get to the 4-5 matchup.
So we know that you already stated it earlier. You know the series doesn't start till the team get home, play a home game,
right?
And we know all season that the Warriors were notoriously bad on the road, right?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, you know I skipped. Yeah, I skipped y'all. Yeah. I was going to laugh.
That was funny.
Yeah. So, but are you giving them the organizational benefit of the doubt to get it together? Because everybody is.
I'm not. Because I'm not giving them the organizational benefit of the doubt because they didn't look like a cohesive unit throughout the season. And yes, now you got Andrew Wiggins back, but now guess what you got to do? Try and immerse him back into your team. And so I can't just give you the organizational benefit of the doubt. And to me, it's not like you're a 1 seed or a 2 seed or a 3 seed, and you haven't picked up a game at home yet. Bro, y'all are on the road, and you lost your 2 on the road. And this Kings team, say what you want, they are good enough to still win in Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
And also, bro, y'all old. Y'all been doing this for a while. I know they won a championship last year. I know. But De'Aaron Fox, that boy, he be on the go. And not only was he scoring, what did he talk about? Hey, that defense, he something serious with it. And then they got Sabonis. Bro, they got who go guard Sabonis?
Damn sure ain't Draymond. Well, Kevon Looney. But here's the thing. I think them winning the championship is the reason why they not gonna do anything this year in the playoffs. Even if they come back, like this is it. Because what do they have to play for?
Boys
Bro,
got fat.
first off,
They been eating too long.
they got how many rings? You know, Clay keep telling you he'll let you know they got 4 in a heartbeat, right? But who legacy they only talk about?
Stephen Curry.
All right, cool. So last year when they won, he was already promoted to people. A lot of people was arguing, was he top 10 all time, right?
Yeah.
We haven't had a top. We even had that topic. Was he top 10 all time, right?
Yep.
So if they win another one, of course he will cement himself at that point. But at this point, bro, he's like, bro, my legacy is intact. Our legacy is intact. What are we pulling from here? See, last year they had motivation. Let's show them we can win again without KD.
Because they said we done. Yeah.
They said we couldn't do it again. We were just trash. Like, we were just in the lottery. You know what I'm saying? Or we were fighting in the play-in. We were so trash then. Like y'all counted us out. Like we had to show y'all resiliency. Like now, what do I have to prove? And when you really don't have nothing to prove, you can't pull from nothing.
And I believe, like when we were talking about early on where they messed up, they needed to figure out, are they going to stick with this, like these young guys, or are they going to package these young guys together? At the time it was Wiseman, Poole, and Kuminga to get another established star, somebody that, could, help elevate them and take that pressure off of them. I'm like, we're starting to see, hey, these young dudes ain't contributing as you thought they would. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think this is where they're starting to slide down, because now the depth of their team is like, we're like, yes, we bringing in Jordan Poole, but
yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, like that's like, what else are we gonna do here? And everybody talk about, oh yeah, Jordan Poole about to be the next, he about to be the next Splash brother. Like, no, he don't hit threes at the rate that he's supposed to hit to be that. You know what I mean?
And he's a cone on defense.
Exactly. And so him being 23 years old and a cone on defense, you can't play him with Steph Curry. And I'm not saying Steph Curry is a cone on defense, but 30-year-old Steph Curry, I don't want him out there getting caught in these, switches.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I need him to be my number one scorer. So it's like it's looking nasty for the Warriors, man.
But this is the thing. We all know Game 3, when they get back to the Oracle, they're gonna blow out the Kings. Like the crowd's gonna be into it. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be Steph gonna possibly drop 40. It's gonna look crazy, but like it's gonna look back to normal. Game 4 is gonna be the key. Like if Game 4 comes back and the Kings, let's say the Kings get that game, then we're gonna see. But I'm just saying, we've seen this movie before plenty of times in the playoffs. Like I say, Game 3 is a full-blown conclusion once they get back to the Oracle, man. Like I said, they kick Draymond out. He already yelling and all that. The crowd is gonna be on their side when they get back. Like it's sometimes it's just written out like that. Like you say, it's rigged. We got the playbook. We got the storyline.
So what if they don't blow them out? What if it's a 2-point win? What if they lose?
Now, if they lose, it's over. If they lose, it's over. You can hang it up. They don't have it to come back from 3-0 in this series. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They just don't.
Okay.
So, but I'm just saying, if they don't blow them out, it doesn't mean nothing, because they need to get a win. This is desperation.
Oh yeah.
It's a win at all costs. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
But if it's a close game, like you said, you didn't take the confidence away from the Kings. That's the thing. That's going to be a problem for you.
That's what I was getting to. Where it's like Kings is just like, all right, cool. We just missed a couple shots, so we'll be back.
We didn't give a prediction, but who do we think will win this series though?
Oh, I got the Kings.
All right, cool. I got the Kings as well. Who you got? I want you to do the breakdown because me and Cannon we do Lakers Lounge Confidential every Monday about the Lakers oriented podcast show. So we already gave our breakdown, and you know what I'm saying. But I want to hear your take on what do you think is going on with this Lakers in the Grizzlies series.
So I felt coming into this series, this is going to be one of those series that could go 7 because I believed, with what the Lakers had and what the Grizzlies didn't have in losing, what was his name? Allen, I believe. Who tore his Achilles?
Who?
For the Grizzlies. Who was that who tore his Achilles?
It was the backup center. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
So not having him, Sam Adams, Steven Adams. God, I always do that. But it just felt like it's going to be tough. Yes, you have Jaren Jackson, but Jaren Jackson cannot stay out of foul trouble. And so I always thought like, okay, that's going to be difficult. And in a series like that, you're gonna need some of that defensive presence because if you allow AD to be the best player in the series, you are in trouble. And Jaren Jackson needed to step up his defensive prowess to be able to not allow that to happen. Hold on.
Was that disrespect?
No. Because give me a second.
Okay.
So the reason why you cannot allow AD to be the best player in this series, because I believe he is. But if you are the defensive player of the year, most likely, you need to insert yourself. I'm not saying that he actually is not the best player, but I need you to cause so much issue for him where you take his impact down. And now you can at least close the gap between your best player and the Lakers' best player. So now if it's AD and Ja, but I got Jaren Jackson like locking you up a little bit, and we can kind of do that. Oh, it's a series now. And that's why I say it would go 7. But if AD is the best player, which after game 1, regardless of him being hurt and all of that, when he was on the court, sure did look like it.
I mean, Rui stepped up.
But that was bubble TJ Warren in the body of Rui right there.
And that's fine. We take that for game 1 because we stole it.
100%. You stole that game. And I can't even say y'all stole that game. It's just
when I continue to keep saying stole that game because the home team is supposed to win. They're the favorite. So so I may keep repeating myself and keep saying, because when the away team wins,
they stole the game.
They stole the game.
I gotcha. I pick up what you're putting down there, buddy. Yeah. But yeah, so I think you stole that game, but also I don't think that was a game where me personally looking at just, it's a 2-7 matchup that y'all weren't supposed to win outside of just being the, home versus away, stuff like that. Because how you all played post trade deadline, had you had that all season, it's a possibility you guys be a top 4 seed, top 5 seed.
Absolutely.
So it's just like, okay, I understand that. And so then Ja going out, I think that I'm gonna say this is over because even if he plays, he can't be who he is.
Yeah.
So I believe this is over because who else is going to beat y'all?
I mean, Jaren Jackson had an amazing game,
But he had an outlier. If Ja's not the scorer and y'all and they're gonna try and play through Jaren Jackson, we sending everybody at him. Get him no 6 by the third quarter and get him out of here.
And absolutely, and as we stated on LLC, it's like, but the fact that they do have one of the best backup point guards in the league, Tyus Jones, one of the best decision makers in the entire league. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can just come in and stabilize this offense and keep this offense rolling and keep this team rolling. Like I say, Desmond Bain, it can step up. This team is still we've seen this team. Desmond Bain.
I'm not, bro. I understand he could shoot, but if if Ja Morant is not Ja Morant, they got no shot. I don't care about Tyus Jones. That's like, all right, oh yeah, Terry. Like, how many times we seen these backup point guards get hot, and then we be like, oh shit, yeah, he got to start. He ain't really it.
Trust and believe. I'm like, if I'm riding with my boys, and I believe that we're gonna win this series. But what I'm saying is, I'm still not gonna discredit and just minimize what the Grizzlies.
I am. This shit over. It's over.
And that's fine, my brother. I feel you. And once again, as stated on LLC, the way the schedule is laid out for us, the first 3 games, like you say, we play Sunday. We don't play till tomorrow, Wednesday, and then we don't play till Saturday. That's a benefit, even if they had Ja, to us tremendously. And then
AD can lift his arm again.
Absolutely, he can feel his arm. Bron getting rest and treatment. Schroeder had an injury late. D'Lo had an injury of late. Mo Bamba just coming back. I know we're showing the rotation, but it's the fact that the rest that we're getting, because it's some of the injuries that we had to deal with to our superstars, is key. Like, that's a benefit. Like, even if it was 100% healthy Ja, a spaced out game like that with us, the game plan. Yeah,
and that's also a thing where it's like you guys have that time to get the extra work in, the extra treatment, but Ja injury ain't gonna heal. That shit gonna be painful today, tomorrow, and in June.
And like it's your hand, bro. Like, I can swipe at the ball and just accidentally hit your hand,
And so now I'm not gonna accidentally swipe at the ball, and I'm gonna hit your hand.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
that shit gonna hurt all series long.
Yeah. So it's like this is one of those. That's one of those unfortunate injuries that like, man, come on, man. Like, you don't want to see, like you said, I hate injuries, period. But in the playoffs to superstars, we definitely don't want to see that whatsoever. Like
100%.
Not even just the superstars, the stars. Like Tyler Hero broke his hand. We didn't even mention that. Like, I know we talked about Giannis hurting his back, but like I said, Tyler Hero breaking his hand. Like, we don't want to see that for the Heat. Like, we want to see everybody involved. Like you said, we want to see mano a mano and the best team win. No excuse. Like, you want to see that. So, like I said, even the fact that I am a Laker fan, I want Ja to be, as 100% healthy as he possibly can be. Like, so I can say we won fair and square. You don't want to have, everybody mentioned the bubble, but it's okay.
Here we go.
And, but we saved your team.
And guess what? This motherfucker Hot just put a post in the group chat about the Suns. See, now motherfuckers keep trying to egg me on, bro. Like,
I told you better than me.
All right, I'm about to take chains off.
Sometimes you gotta let them know. But what happened?
We don't have no depth, yo. Like, we don't have no depth. When KD first got here, he was hurt, like he on some fluke shit. So it's like they are just now starting to ramp up in the playoff mode. So he didn't get a feel for the game until the first quarter. Until after the first quarter. You know what I mean? So it's just like the same shit that I said, like, when 1 o'clock in the morning hit and we made the trade, and I said, hey, bro, I don't know if I like this. I think we gave up too much. This is kind of why. Like, outside of your starters, we have nobody where it can be like, okay, they can give us a bucket. And it's just like, Campaign's hurt if he's not going to play tonight either. If we at least had him, it's just like, okay, he can at least take some shit off of Chris Paul, and we don't have to see the same shit that we saw from Chris Paul in last playoffs where it's like, hey, bro, he 37, 38 years old? Yeah. I'm sick of seeing him out there having people bumping up against him. I'm 34 years old and I ain't be trying to run up and down 40 minutes and have people bumping into me. And you telling me he got to do it? So no, like, people talking about, oh, he's missing his open shots. Yeah, the motherfucking legs is tired. They tried to preserve him as much as they could during the regular season, but it's only so much you can do. And then when you trade your depth, and even in the playoffs when the benches get shorter, we still kind of got to keep the bench open a little bit because you got to at least just try to say, all right, who going to do something? Who going to give us something? Monty tried to run the point book rotation. That shit didn't work. He said, all right, we got to cut this shit out real quick. So, hey, at the end of the day, look, the players that we got that's on the starters, they gonna have to do some shit. So that is what it is. Like motherfuckers got to make their shots. Book, you can't go over 3, and you can't miss them 2 field goals at the end. I mean, the 2 free throws. Like that shit is unacceptable.
Absolutely.
That shit is unacceptable. DeAndre Ayton, he out here making Zubac look better than you on the court, dog.
You know, we're gonna talk about the Clippers as well because it's it's 2 seat. I know it's your team, so we had to focus on your team. Remember when KD got back, right?
Yep.
Then y'all instantly win, right?
Absolutely.
Instantly started winning games. Winning games. Then all of a sudden, I'm not mistaken what happened the game before we played, but then all of a sudden we played each other late in the season. Y'all set everybody.
Yep.
And I think it was the game. Was it the game before that y'all played a lesser team and y'all struggled, but y'all was just trying to use so many different lineups and stuff, right?
The Nuggets.
The Nuggets without Jokic and without all their key players, right?
Yep.
And I was like, okay, what's going on, right? Y'all struggling with these Nuggets and he was like, yeah, Monty trying to figure out the lineups. Okay, cool. Then you play the Lakers, you don't play anybody. Then y'all didn't play anybody after that. So when it comes to chemistry, I think y'all pulled the Clippers move.
Right.
Y'all pulled we've been winning with KD play. When he played, we've been undefeated and all that. So when once we play, we're gonna beat everybody. And y'all came out there and y'all got punched in the mouth.
Right. But also, so to that point that you said also, I also believe there is a little bit of trying to do some roster management also of, can I afford, like, yes, chemistry is important, but can I sacrifice chemistry of a 37-year-old Chris Paul and also a KD who's just coming off an ankle injury? So it's trying to manage that going into the playoffs, because guess what? I'd much rather we try and like get something from you in the playoffs instead of like, all right, we're gonna figure out this chemistry, and then somebody bump into Chris Paul and then he dislocate his shoulder again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I understand it. I don't like it because now this is kind of what I predicted. But also, then at that point in time, hey, you need to see which one of these other motherfuckers is gonna be able to get you some buckets too.
But you also
so it's a little bit of balancing. So I'm not killing Monty. I am killing Monty about some shit in the playoffs that I'll say in a little bit, but like
I'm killing Monty because of the simple fact that I know y'all bitches trash. I know, but I'm not really giving that much of, like, I'm not holding that much so much weight, because in the playoffs they shorten the rotations anyway.
Right.
Like the rotations is shorter anyway.
We don't know our rotation. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know why you don't know your rotation.
Motherfuckers ain't been there,
bro. It ain't that hard. We can pull up the depth chart after the starter. It ain't that hard. You are trash. You ain't getting in. Terrence Ross, you a veteran. You playing. That's it. And somebody else, and Biombo.
But that's another thing, and that's why I say, like, this rotation stuff. Like, for me, what really frustrated me about Monty is we weren't getting point production from our bench, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, without getting point production from your bench, why is TJ, like, say what you want about TJ Warren, he should at least be getting some sort of run, but he doesn't. And so you're out here, like you said, Biombo is not going to give you no offensive production, but he's going to give you defense. He's going to give you energy. But instead, you're going to keep in Jock Landale to try and get you some offense. No, stop playing Jock Landale. Put in goddamn Bismack Biombo to get you energy, get you some rebounds, protect the rim, and put in TJ fucking Warren. Why is TJ Warren a DNP coach's decision? But Ish Wainwright is getting 6 minutes, and I like Ish Wainwright. Former Baylor tight end.
Yeah. Feel what I'm saying?
He's getting 6 minutes, but TJ Warren can't get any.
Yeah, that's on Monty, bro. That's on Monty all day. Like I'm not trying to like it's not an excuse. It's an explanation. So I get it why it looked bad. But at the end of the day, KD was looking terrible offensively. That ain't got nothing to do with the bench. He was looking terrible. Booker, what was you doing that game? It took y'all way too long to figure it out. And then once you figure it out, you still tricked it when it came to the game. Like I say, all the other stuff, like the rotation, the who played and who didn't play. Yeah, that on Monty, but on these star players, on KD, you know who I am, Kevin Durant, you play like a whole thought. Like we can't have that. The mano a mano matchup of you and Kawhi, the superstars right there. Like you didn't step up. That's the old school matchup that we supposed to see, right then and there. And then y'all was defending each other every now and then, but you didn't show up. Now on the flip side, Clippers, they played tremendous. Like they showed that they played fiery. They played like they cut the switch on, and that's the criticism that they normally get. Like they neglect the regular season, and they just think that they could just cut it on in the postseason. And their cohesiveness, their chemistry always holds them back at this point. But game one, it looked like everything positive that everybody has to say about the Clippers. If the Clippers just do this, that showed up. Kawhi showed up. Russ, okay, his offensive game was terrible, but he
had way more of an impact that ain't gonna show up in the box scores.
He was, like I said, he was impactful, like I said, with his defense, with his rebounding. Like I said, Norman Powell, like y'all couldn't do, like Bones Highland, like everybody just showed up. It's like they knew what they was doing. They executed their game plan and they came out there to play. And it was game one. And y'all didn't come out there to play. It felt like y'all just felt like y'all was like, hey, we the big dogs. They know they was the ones that was scared to play us. We wasn't scared to play the Clippers. And the way the game played out, it looked like it was the other way around.
Absolutely. And I know, like, there's just like certain small things that like frustrate me when I watch the game, and it doesn't necessarily show like in there, like in the box score where you'd be like, oh, looks like everybody had a solid game. But like I said, KD, he cannot start that slow in the first quarter because if he starts how we expect him to start, then that may look like one of those classic matchups that we wanted to see with KD and Kawhi. Because it's just like, at least if KD give you 7 points in the first quarter, it might look completely different than that. And another thing, like I said, on these star players, I 100% get it. And to me, the star players, like our big three by name is going to be KD, Booker, and Chris Paul. But in actuality, it's KD, Booker, and DeAndre Ayton. And my biggest frustration with DeAndre Ayton is when he gets the ball, he does not go to the paint. Nobody, like, I don't care where you are. He's going to just be like, all right, cool. I get the ball and I'm going to pull up. He doesn't put the ball on the ground and try and like force it. So he doesn't get to the line and get easy points. He can make free throws. So if you're not getting to the free throw line, like, what is going on? I think he gets to, I think this season he gets to the line like 3 times a game.
And that's unacceptable.
Bro, as a big man, like if he can just get to the line 5, 6, 7 times a game and he's a 75% free throw shooter, that changed the course of the game, bro. Especially with, oh no. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. My screen just went black.
Oh,
but,
I'm about to say, what?
So to me, that changes the game. Like, stop just getting the ball and being so like just jump shot happy. Put your back onto somebody, put your shoulder into somebody. And it's like, if you get to the line 7 points a game, that's at least 5 easy points. You might get some 3-point plays out of that. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, so many times, it's the most frustrating thing. The ball comes off the rim. DeAndre Ayton gets his hands on it first, but he is not the one that comes down with the rebound. It's like 6 times in that game where I saw him going up for the rebound. He gets the ball first. Next thing I know, Russell Westbrook got the ball. Ivica Zubac got the ball. Kawhi Leonard got the ball. I'm just like, what the fuck? Come on, man.
Yeah.
And so coupled on all, like, the players that are supposed to show up did not show up.
Exactly. And like you said,
so to me, it's just like, okay, that's game one.
And that's it. It's game one. It's game one. Like, I get it. This series was never going to be an easy series, regardless of the simple fact or
What
who
I say
we
about?
thought.
I said about the East. It's the 4-5 matchup.
Yeah. And so so the fact that the Clippers showed up this game, okay, will they show up tonight?
We gonna see.
Exactly, but studies have shown that no, they're not.
Right. And but what I will tell you, if Paul George comes back in this series,
Hang it up.
we in trouble, big time.
Well, you better handle your business tonight.
So you better close this shit tonight.
Yeah.
God damn it, we better get this shit in 5. I need 4 of them things, back to back to back. Because no, I am not trying to see what that happens. Because remember, a couple years ago, Paul George, when Kawhi went down, and Paul George, he made this shit a series with that team that they had. So
Playoff P.
and you get playoff P with playoff Kawhi.
You know what I'm saying?
And he is playoff Kawhi right now. So, hey, I don't know how long they would play together, but I don't want to see it against us because it ain't going to look pretty.
Well,
Yep. That time, let them know. And you take your ass to sleep.
because, boy, getting up at 2:30 for work. Well, I tell you, y'all know y'all can catch us on all major podcast platforms, 3Man Weave, Instagram, Twitter, 3Man Weave _. Can email us at podcast.3.man.weave@gmail.com. I'm Hill. That's AJ. Cannon's on vacation. But we out.
Yes, sir. Hey.
Did you hit the end joint?
I can't. My computer screen is frozen.
All right, I'm hitting.